folks. So tonight we're going to do a Q&A. I've gotten a lot of questions that I think a lot of people may have the same questions and just haven't spoken up. So we're going to talk about some of the things that people are asking me. And it's not a ton of questions, so it's going to be probably a fairly short video. But I think it's important. I got my little glass of wine, got some water, got a little fire action. How y'all like my fancy art? Isn't that fantastic? Okay, I always thought you had to, oh, I'm gonna fuck this chair up. Hold on. I gotta put this in the front. Hold up. Okay. I always thought you had to have one of those fancy, like Samsung art TVs to do art things, but you don't because you have YouTube. This is just a YouTube 4-hour playlist. Not even a playlist, it's a video. And I love it. There's Christmas scenes, there's winter scenes, there's whatever you want, boom, you got it. I wanted to be fancy tonight and have me some actual art with Monet and other people. I don't know artists, I suck. How long did it take me to lose my weight? I lost 45 pounds, and in total, it took about a year. Some people may think, oh my God, that's so long. Okay, yeah, but honestly, it felt great the whole time I was doing it. I was like, it was a steady decline. I was totally happy with that. I'll put my chart up on the screen. I want to say I lost the majority of it within probably 6 months, but I don't know if that's an accurate statement or not. But here's the thing. If you want to lose weight faster, then you lower your carbs even more. Like I said, I never really went keto. I don't know that I've ever been in ketosis. Wow. I don't know that I've ever been in ketosis. My carbs, I try to keep my carbs under 50 grams a day. And when I say that, I don't pay a lot of attention to that. But here's the thing, I don't eat any processed foods, I don't eat sugar, and I don't eat grains. So right there, it just makes it really easy. I mean, the only way that I can overeat carbs is if I eat way too many nuts, or if I just like lose my mind and eat a shit ton of vegetables or fruit, which I don't really eat that much fruit, so that's probably not gonna happen. So even if I did overeat on my carb allotment, it's still gonna be with real whole foods, and I don't feel like I know it doesn't derail me because it's been 4 years and I'm still maintaining my weight. You can lower your carbs right down to 0 and become a carnivore and be the healthiest probably that you've ever been. I'm not there yet, not even close. I mean, obviously I can't even get to keto. Let's see. And with that, another person has asked me about macros. They didn't understand macros. There's a lot of apps out there and diet people, including keto people, that say that you have to track your macros in order to lose weight. And some people just like to do that. I was never that person, because when you track your macros, you got to weigh all your shit, and I'm not doing that. I am literally not going to weigh every bit of food that I put into my mouth to figure out how many grams of protein, fat, and carbs that I'm eating. So all I did was look at the carbs, and I looked at total carbs. I didn't look at net carbs. No, the whole net carb thing can be deceiving, especially when it comes to like keto bars and stuff like that. It's a slippery slope, and there's a way that manufacturers can hide carbs and sugars and still call it keto, but it's not keto. So I don't really look at that. I always look at total carbs, and I just kept them under 50 so that I didn't have to do all that weighing and stuff like that. There are apps you can use. I'm not super familiar with them. I actually did try an app last week called Carb Manager just to see what things were looking like for me, and I'll be honest with you guys, I hated it. It was so freaking time consuming because I don't eat prepackaged foods. Yeah, it's cool that you can, use your phone and scan the barcode of whatever you're eating, and then it tells you, it plugs all that information in for you. Well, I cannot stress enough that we need to get away from processed foods. That's part of the problem. Even if they're keto, even if they're low carb, all the things. In a pinch, yeah, if you need that stuff, go ahead, do it. But for the most part, we want to eat real whole foods, and real whole foods don't come in wrappers, and they don't come in boxes, and they don't come in bags. Real whole foods, what I mean by that is a single ingredient. This is a green pepper. This is a steak. This is lettuce. That's what I'm talking about. So in order to use an app, I had to punch in every single thing that I ate. If I was going to eat a salad, I would need to put in the grams of lettuce that I was eating. And then I would need to put in whatever extra that I put on it. I was just like, I did it for 2 days, and I was like, skip this. I'm not doing this. So I just went back to my old ways. And what I really try to do is just keep my carbs as low as possible. So I guess if you want more information on macros and how that all works, there's plenty of YouTubers out there that can tell you that can step you through it. I just find it to be a huge freaking hassle. What is a good milk substitute? It's my opinion that we don't need, grown-ass humans do not need to drink milk. Not whole milk, not 2%, for sure not skim milk, none of that. If you have to drink milk, drink whole milk because it has the least amount of sugar in it. An even better alternative would probably be to drink heavy whipping cream, watered down to the consistency of whole milk. I don't drink milk. This is what did it for me, and this was years ago. This was long before I even got into health and nutrition. Humans are the only mammals that drink the lactation of another mammal. And that fucking grossed me out so hard. I was like, ew, and I have not had a sip of milk since. And honestly, we are adults. We do not need that stuff. Milk, cow's milk, and whatever milk you're drinking is produced to grow a baby calf into a big-ass cow. Do you want to grow into a big-ass cow? No, that's what we're trying to avoid here. So I don't think drinking milk is necessary at all. I don't have a problem with dairy, like fermented dairy, cheese and stuff like that. I think it's great, yogurt, all the things. But to literally just drink the lactation of another mammal, it makes me feel funny. Also, I'm not a huge fan of drinking nut milks either. I am kind of old school. I don't really like newfangled things. I don't think that they're necessarily bad. I don't think that we should be consuming them on a daily basis. Here's the thing. You don't squeeze an almond and get milk out of it. If you were to squeeze an almond and squeeze it hard enough, you're going to get oil. I don't have a problem with almond oil. Do I think we should drink almond oil mixed with water or ground almonds mixed with water? No, not really. And actually, it gives me some pretty significant digestive upset. It doesn't make me feel sick. It just sits in my belly. Like my belly's like, I don't know what the fuck this is. I don't know what to do with it. So I don't drink that anymore. I'm not super sure that we should be consuming that. I think we should drink water. If you need something to drink with your meal or throughout the day, I think you should drink water. And if that's not satisfying enough, then maybe drink a sparkling water. Drink sparkling water, maybe drink a sugar-free electrolytes. I like Dr. Berg's powdered electrolytes. I think those are delicious. And they have the perfect amount of potassium and magnesium in them. Yeah, that's what I do. I really don't think that you should be drinking milk or milk substitutes, but that's my personal opinion. Do what feels right for you. I'm drinking this though. Duh, drink wine. That's a perfect milk substitute. Psh, we got that figured out. What are your opinions on air fryers? Do I have an air fryer and do I use it? I have a Ninja Foodie, which has an air fryer capability. It also pressure cooks, slow cooks, and when I say slow cook, I mean really slow. It is slow AF. Because my crock pot is supposed to be a slow cooker, and that's really fast. And it does a bunch of other things. I rarely use it. The only thing that I really use it for, the most frequent things that I use it for are hard-boiled eggs, because it makes a perfect hard-boiled egg. And I make my own bone broth, which I love doing that. But I would say I only use that, I make bone broth probably maybe once a month, maybe once every other month. But when I make it, I make a big batch and multiple batches. I tend to save, I get rotisserie chickens quite often, and I save the carcass, the bones from that, put them in a Ziploc bag, throw it in the freezer until I get ready to make bone broth. And then I'll put a couple of carcasses in my Instant Pot along with, onions and celery and carrots and seasonings and all that stuff. And it makes the most amazing bone broth ever. And then sometimes I'll just pick up beef bones from the grocery store and make beef bone broth. Beef bone broth. That was difficult. So I've heard that using your air fryer to heat up leftovers, like if you go out for fish or whatever, it's really good to heat up those kind of leftovers. It doesn't get it all mushy and stuff. It kind of crisps it up like it's the first time around you're eating it. I don't really do that. So yeah, I don't know that it's a necessary item. It takes up a lot of counter space. A lot of people love them. A lot of people use them. A lot of people buy those kind of bigger air fryer dealies and, use them to cook steaks and stuff in. I guess that would be, if I had more room, that would probably, no, I still wouldn't do it. It's still, like, I don't eat steaks and stuff like that in that situation. My favorite way to cook a steak is to pan sear it in a really hot cast iron skillet and then stick it in the oven at 350 for however long till it's done to your tastes. And I don't think I'll ever cook a steak any other way. It's phenomenal. It really is. And you can throw mushrooms in there and onions and butter along with it. And whoo, it is. Honestly, it's better than any restaurant that I've ever eaten at too, which, yay me. So now I don't even order steaks when I go to restaurants because it's super disappointing. What are my favorite Costco products? Keto, low carb. So when I go to Costco, which I love, aside from the best toilet paper and a giant thing of paper towels because I have cats that like to throw up often, I get black olives, green olives, butter, so much butter, all the butter. The new Kirkland butter, new Kirkland grass-fed butter, I just tried it a couple of weeks ago. Oh, it's on point. It is so good. And it's so much cheaper than Kerrygold right now. So I highly recommend that if you haven't tried it and you have a Costco membership, get it and get a couple because it's really good. I think the regular price is $9.99 or $10.99. I don't remember which for 2 pounds. And Kerrygold is $14 or $15 for 2 pounds. I get canned mushrooms just to have those in stock all the time. The organic chicken thighs, because remember you want the higher fat meat. Keto ice cream bars. Ooh, I love those. Some people don't like them because they're very hard, but you have to either let them sit out for a few minutes or pop them in your microwave for like 10 or 15 seconds and then get after it. Coconut milk, bacon, nuts. They have pretty decent bone broth too. So yes, I make my own bone broth, but sometimes if I need a really large quantity for something, I'll use Kirkland bone broth, and I get my almond flour from there. So those are a few of the things. Those are my staple things that I get at Costco. So back to the bone broth real quick. So back to the bone broth for a second. When I make my bone broth, I think this is a really smart way to do it. I have a bunch of silicone ice cube trays, and once my broth has cooled, not all the way cooled so that it's like jellied or coagulated. Ooh, I don't like that word, jellied. Is that better? Like chicken jello. I put it in a measuring cup and pour it into these silicone ice cube trays, or I don't know if they're really, whatever. I pour it into these silicone trays, and then I put those on a cookie sheet and pop those into the freezer, and then I pop out the cubes. And so I have cubes of a 1/4 cup and 1/2 cup. So what, you know, how often do you get a recipe that says you need a 1/2 cup of bone broth or a cup of bone broth, and all you have is a box that's 32 ounces? So it's super helpful to do that. It's just a little pro tip for you guys. Can you substitute coconut flour for almond flour? No. Coconut flour really absorbs, oh my Lord. Coconut flour really absorbs moisture, a lot of liquid. So a recipe has to specifically be made to use coconut flour in order for your product to turn out right. Almond flour doesn't absorb liquid at all. It's just like a bulking factor, and it tastes good. So if you want to use coconut flour, you have to look for recipes that are specifically designed for coconut flour. Don't do a swap. Do I work out all the time? No. I literally, specifically to weight loss, I did not work out at all. I did some stretching and yoga at home a couple of times a week, maybe 10 minutes, 3 times a week. I don't think that really had an impact on my weight loss, but it definitely made me feel good. I just started working out about 3 weeks ago at Planet Fitness, and I love it. So as far as weight loss goes, diet is far superior for weight loss than working out. Exercise is good for you, do not get me wrong. It is very good for you. But when it comes to weight loss, it's what you put in your mouth that really counts. So I would say, I think weight loss is, or diet is 80% of weight loss and exercise is 20. So I just started working out 3 weeks ago, and I love it, but did I need to work out all the time to lose weight? Not at all. I think you should do activities that you like to do. I think you should, like, I used to consider gardening a form of working out because it was very strenuous, and you have to hold really awkward poses, very similar to yoga, for long periods of time. So I don't think that had anything to do with my weight loss, but it definitely had to do with my physical strength. Just do what you like to do what you enjoy doing, and do whatever exercise that you do. The best exercise is the one that you're going to do. So if you like to take strolls around your neighborhood and just see the sights and breathe in the smells and hear the birds and stuff like that, do it. That's awesome. But for weight loss, it's what you're putting in your mouth. And with that, friendly reminder, no sugar, no grains, keep it low carb, and no processed foods. What is my favorite 0-calorie sweetener? Lakanto. That is a erythritol, I always say it wrong. Erythritol, not urethritol. Erythritol and monk fruit blend. I don't know the scientific compounds of this stuff. I don't care. I'm not eating truckloads of it, so I think it's fine. I don't believe that alternative sweeteners are super bad for us. I think they can be bad for certain people. I think there are some people. Do I think that we should eat them? No. Do I think they're okay occasionally for most people? Sure. My second favorite sweetener would be Swerve. And remember my sweetener tip that if you don't have confectioner's sweetener, just buzz up your sweetener, your regular sweetener, in your NutriBullet or your Ninja or your Vitamix, and you'll have confectioner's sweetener. Thoughts on Crystal Light Lemonade. Crystal Light Lemonade is delicious with vodka and a little sprig of fresh mint. That is my favorite summertime cocktail. I think it's great. It's got, does it have carbs? It might have a couple of carbs. Let me go see. Hold on. Crystal Light, it says that it has 2 grams of carbs for 1/5 of a packet. Are you gonna consume that packet dry? No, so whatever. Anyway, I don't think it, I guess that would just, if it's 1/5 of a packet, a whole pitcher is gonna be 10 carbs. No one's ever gonna, you're not gonna sit around and drink a whole pitcher by yourself, I would hope. Half and half iced tea, unsweetened iced tea, and Crystal Light lemonade, that's good. Ooh, sorry for the bump. And it's also good plain. Come say hi. Brrr. Wait, that didn't just shut off, did it? No. This is Peeper. She's the one that is the most vocal in all of my videos. She's the one that's snuffing me all the time. She's the one, this is Tenley Grace. I don't know if she's in frame. I can't tell. Tenley Grace, can you come say hi? These are the 2 girls. If you can see Tenley, they are not super huge fans of each other. What supplements do I take? Well, I have a huge tub of supplements. I do not take all of them every day. I kind of, so the staple ones that I take every single day are vitamin D and K2. They are combined together in one capsule. And I take a pretty decent amount. I think it's 10,000 units of vitamin D and I don't know what, and then whatever the correct, the correct proportion of K2 to balance that out is. Okay, bye. So I take extra K2 because I read a book called Nutrition and Physical Degeneration by Dr. Weston Price. That was a tough read. He went all around the world, he and his wife, and studied people and their diets, and then the impact of their diets on their teeth. And then what he found while he was studying that was that the people with really bad teeth also had significant metabolic issues, which is what I've been trying to say in pretty much all of my videos. So anyway, I take extra K2 because, let's see, let me back up here real quick. Vitamin D and K2, that's good for heart health, bones, and the immune system. I started doing that, taking vitamin D and K2 years ago. I don't even know how many years, 3 years ago? Yeah, 3 years ago. And then I take extra K2 just for some artery support and again, good for your bones and brain function. And these are the ones that I take every day, these supplements. Benfotiamine, which is nerve health, because I have stated in previous videos that I had some peripheral, I had some neuropathy, which I do not have anymore. But I have just continued to take the benfotiamine because I'm thinking if I had neuropathy in my feet, I guess what I'm really trying to hope for is to support neurological function and to support nerve health specifically for my optic nerve. boy, I'm just going off on tangents tonight. I have high pressure in my eyes, and so we're watching very closely what's going on with my optic nerve. And so I just want to take something extra to support that and, you know, keep everything nice and stable in my eyes. And so far, so good. So those are the 3 things that I take every single day. Oh, one more, MSM. I cannot say the whole word, the whole, it's sort of a sulfur thing. Methyl sulfol, nope, I don't know. And that is for joint support, tendonitis, and arthritis. So I take that pretty much every day. For sure, I take it on the days that I work out. It really helps with recovery because, you know, I'm pumping all that iron. Okay, so that's my daily vitamins, and then I rotate out just when I feel like, oh, I've been exposed to something, or if I spend time with in a new place that has new germs or whatever. Like when I started going to the gym, I would rotate or add into my rotation vitamin C and zinc. And that's essentially all I take for supplements. So I take about 4 supplements a day, and then sometimes I bump them up. Oh, also I take a Mega B vitamin now and then. I don't take it all the time because it's enormous, and I am not a fan of swallowing giant pills. If it was smaller, I might take it more often, but I try to get a couple of those in every week. So here's the thing. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but there are 2 different kinds of vitamins. There are water soluble and fat soluble vitamins. If you take a fat soluble vitamin just with water on an empty stomach, nothing's going to happen. So first of all, I don't think you should take vitamins on an empty stomach anyway. That is nasty, because you know if you burp that up, you'll be burping that up all day long, or you get heartburn or whatever. It's gross. I always take vitamins with a meal. As I'm eating the meal, I have a little dish with my vitamins in it. Take it right along with my meal so that it's all mixed in and incorporated. So my fat soluble vitamins have fat to cellulate. It's not a word. They have the fat that they need to do their jobs. I feel like if I take vitamins with food, maybe I can fake my body out that I'm getting these vitamins from my food, because that is the best way to get vitamins, is from your food. Oh, and also you should always take whole food vitamins, not synthetic vitamins. Synthetic vitamins literally just makes your pee bright colored. Whole food vitamins actually get absorbed into your body. And then I've had people ask me, what are my go-to meals? So for me, if I'm in a pinch, my go-to meal is probably just grabbing some burger, throw the mushrooms in a pan, you know, make burger patties, throw some mushrooms in a pan and saute it up in the leftover fat, maybe some onions, and a leafy green salad. Full fat dressing, people. Always full fat dressing, and preferably if you can make your own. Just watch for, if you're buying dressing from the store, watch for added sugar, but full fat dressing. Low fat, they take the fat out and they put sugar in. That's not what we want. But that's a quick and easy meal. Burgers, shrooms, or a vegetable, and or a salad. Now, with that, I don't make recipes that take a ton of time and a ton of effort. I like to cook, but I don't love to cook. So I don't want to spend a ton of time in the kitchen. I don't want to have, and I will destroy a kitchen when I cook, and I don't want to have a shit ton of dishes to do. So with that, one of my favorite things to make is zuppa toscana. I'll put all the links to these recipes in the show notes. Again, I probably have tweaks for all of these, and once I get to making the videos for them, I'll share those tweaks. But it would just take a monumental effort to produce all of these recipes to share with you guys, like all in one shot. So sorry about that. Egg roll in a bowl. Ooh, that is too good. That is so good. Spaghetti with zoodles. We have a video on that. Jambalaya. Also have a video on that. Oh, I don't have shrimp boil in foil on the grill in here. I'll do a video on that in the summer. Buffalo chicken sweet potatoes. People, I tell you what. Now, sweet potatoes are not low carb. They are a whole food. When I eat them, I eat just a little bit of the sweet potatoes, just for the taste, and then the star of the show is the buffalo chicken. But let me tell you what, when I make that, there is no talking at the table because people are face first in their plates like, oh my God, this shit is so good. It's very satisfying in your mouth, and it's also very satisfying as a cook to have people silent at your table because they're enjoying your food so much. I love that. Pork roast in the crock pot with a savory keto coleslaw. And it's so simple. It's in the crock pot. And then you make the coleslaw ahead of time. You get home, you working people, you get home from work. Just pull your pork apart and slap some coleslaw on it with a little dry rub barbecue on top. Oof, good. Lasagna with zoodles is a favorite. I don't have a recipe for that. I just make it from out of my head, but I'm gonna do a video on that sometime in the future, and I will show you how I do that. Again, the trick with zucchini noodles is to bake them first to get that moisture out, so then they suck up the moisture of the sauce. I do that with my lasagna too. I just cut the zucchini into strips and bake them on a cookie sheet and then layer them in the lasagna. It's very good. Any meat in a crock pot with a leafy green salad and a full fat dressing, which I've said before, that is delicious, it's satisfying, and for me, eating like that is when that keeps me feeling the best. So I'm not saying that that's what everybody has to do, but that's what I just wish people would pay attention to how they feel when they eat whatever they eat. Because for me, I feel like I've eaten really clean when I eat that, and there's no bloating, there's no, I don't know, I just feel good when I eat like that. Okay, that is it for frequently asked questions tonight. I have a special request for you guys, for you folks. If you enjoy this content at all, and if you find it any entertaining or just enjoyable, or you're getting any benefit out of it all, it really helps me and my channel if you would like it, if you would click the like button and subscribe to this channel. What that does, I don't want to be the person that asks for that in every single video. I find that super annoying. But it really does help us YouTubers. It helps us YouTubers. Look at me. What it does is that it boosts me up in the rankings so that I show up in more people's recommendations for videos. And then that gets me more watch hours, and it gets me out there to help and inspire more people. So if you find this content entertaining at all, please do me a solid and hit that like button and click subscribe and join our little community, and I would really appreciate that. Thank you very much. And remember, let food be thy medicine, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.